Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting evening of 10 Dead Rats!
That's us.
Yay!
Lackluster.
Yay!
Yeah.
I know, he's falling behind.
Let's start it again from the top. I'll bring more.
Good evening,
more
everyone, and welcome to another exciting evening of 10 Dead Rats!
That's us!
Yes!
Wow! That was a little overluster. I don't know.
What's
What's
the,
you want to do like take three?
Yeah.
0 or 100.
Our audience is going to kill us, though, if we do it third time, so we're moving on! Moving on. 10 Dead Rats is your weekly-ish dose of Warhammer Fantasy and old-school D&D, full of random happenings and goblins in drag and, all kinds of nonsense. And horny vampires and who knows what else.
It's wholesome.
It is definitely wholesome. This is a wholesome family show for sure.
Don't do it. Don't bring your kids. Sometimes you swear.
So tonight's an exciting night for anyone in the New England area. Knows that we've got some weather coming in. Our first nor'easter for the evening, and coincidentally, odd little technical issues for everybody, which we got through in our check. But it seemed like everyone had a thing, which is exciting. And I forgot to mention, I have a warning here from Restream that the Restream chat might go down. That might be
Why not?
Right.
So we might get
like
here in the middle of this
10%
episode.
chance we get all the way through here. Yeah. What a.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. So
The stream is haunted for Halloween. It's good.
it's haunted for Halloween. Excellent.
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to dress up, but we didn't.
We should have. Let's do a late Halloween.
Halloween's Sunday, so we could observe it on the following Monday. Halloween observed.
If we
Maybe.
remember, yeah.
If we remember, which seems unlikely. Okay. Anyway, hopefully, Bucky has volunteered to feverishly retype everything that everyone says. So thank you. Above and beyond from our faithful moderator. Okay, so. That's my only announcement. Again, crossing our fingers that everything goes okay with the tech. Lydia is here this evening and making herself well known. So you might see her on stream tonight. Okay. With that aside, let's get going into tonight's exciting adventure. Yeah, we're deep.
Jeez, yeah.
We're a mood game.
Welcome back, everyone. Last week on 10 Dead Rats, Orlok gave Yeffy a silver whistle. Specifically, the silver whistle that summons the Black Coach, which she then surreptitiously replaced with a placeholder mock whistle in hopes that he wouldn't notice that the proper one wasn't returned.
Perfect replica, exactly.
How I do.
He's kind of dumb.
We hope.
The group got into the coach. Eventually decided that they would bring Orlok along since they seemed to be having a little bit of trouble controlling it themselves. So that should be exciting when they decide to use that whistle. Mina got a nice glimpse of Moore's realm. Maybe aged a few years as a cost.
I haven't seen her, so
totally worth it.
As far
totally
as
worth it.
and she looks the same. Super worth it.
The group then arrived in the little town of who knows where, somewhere very, very south in the Empire. I got a map here somewhere, but who cares? It doesn't matter because they immediately hit the road to Blackfire Pass, which they assumed was right around the corner, which was not true. It was far, far deep in the wilderness.
Oh my god,
they found that they were totally ill prepared for survival in the wilderness. What a shock!
That was.
no
We didn't even get food. Yeah.
We spent 3 hours trying to find the whistle, but no time trying to get the food.
No preparations were made. Amazingly, had cold weather gear, so at least didn't freeze to death. Managed to build a fire, and then found themselves surrounded by goblins, who captured the group and brought them back to their king, Gutbag, who was very excited to see his arch nemesis, the powerful wizard Bruno. And a second round of the infamous wizard's duel was had, where both parties were surprised that the other wizard had learned magic since the first round.
True.
Which made it for a much more exciting wizard's duel.
That depends on, that's a perspective.
Chaos erupted. Many goblins fled. A few were convinced to stay, as Bruno effectively charmed Gutbag. Convinced him to send a couple guides with them to help them on the path to Blackfire Pass, which Yeffy named Breakfast and Lunch.
That's right.
And they lived up to their names, it sounds like. Yeah.
And they did. They did indeed.
They did.
So now, goblinless, the group has pressed on, found the standing stones marked on their strange map, climbed a very treacherous pass, picked their way through the mountains, were sure that they were probably lost and going to die of exposure or starvation again. But it managed to eventually discover a cave entrance. And that is where we left off, I believe, in the cave. Oh no! I have forgotten to load up the map of said cave, so quick group vamp for me while I get that up.
Yeah, if I recall, there was like a shimmering light, and we all 100% successfully walked through with no bad side effects.
Yeah,
right?
all of us.
Like 4 for 4 across the board.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I recall
that's
boxes.
That's on my notes. Yeah,
I remember I was in a backpack at the time.
Oh, you were so tired from having eaten everybody.
I was at a full tummy, super carb overload. Yes, right out.
Goblins are very fatty.
I think there was just like a treasure chest that said hammer on it, and then inside the treasure chest there was just a hammer, and we're all good. That's also what it was.
Yeah, I think it's something like that, right? Definitely something like that. Yeah.
Knowing this game, the hammer's probably in a stone. He's got to pull it out of the stone. And there will also be a dragon in a dungeon.
No,
Andy is correct that indeed there was some kind of shimmering force as they entered the cave that pressed back on the group. That they managed to all push through successfully. Some more successfully than others.
There's a bunch of boxes.
I believe Indigo was in the lead of the group out front, with wearing the backpack full of Yeffy, I believe. Followed by, I think, was Mina second and Bruno in the end, or the other way around?
Yeah,
Mina was second.
I think that's
Mina behind Indigo always. Yep.
Excellent. So let's bring up that map here. So here we are.
Yes, boxes. It's moving day.
Yeah. So Indigo, you are at the so if you recall, there was a sort of natural stone steps that led up to the cave entrance, and then on the other side of the cave there was a few steps back down into this cave itself, and you can see that there are the whole cave seems to be illuminated with an unnatural pearly glow, which just seems to hang in the air. The light is not super bright, though, pretty dim, but there is a flicker, an orangish flicker coming from the fire, clear on the other side of the cave. It is fairly large, dry. The walls are mostly concealed in flickering shadow cast by the firelight.
I'm gonna head towards the fire.
Okay.
Is there like an old man there? Okay.
crunches through the dirt and gravel across, ignoring the pool, the boxes, pressing deeper into the cave. Mina, you're coming up behind Indigo. What do you do as you enter into the cave?
If he's not too far ahead of me, I'd like to just sort of grab his sleeve and cast protection from evil on him. No reason.
Mina,
This seems great.
Mina rushes forward, a few quick steps to catch up with Indigo, grabs his sleeve, and then cants some magic.
I only rolled 1, and I got a 3, because I did not want to summon a demon here, so it's successful. So I'm going to cast that to stay back.
Okay, remind us what protection from evil exactly gives Indigo.
Great question. Plus
Bonus to save, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Plus to AC and some other language that I will pull up in a second.
Great. Bruno, you're coming down the steps into the cave. You see Mina scuttle forward, grab Indigo's sleeve just as he's going from the sort of bottom half of the cave through this narrower opening past the boxes towards the fire. And you hear Mina mumble a few magical arcane phrases. What do you do? Bruno?
Oh, sorry. I was having technical issues, and I just came back.
Ha!
So I missed whatever just happened there.
Boy!
Excellent. So, I will recap. Indigo's stalked bravely across the cave, reaching about the halfway point where it narrows leading towards the back half of the cave, where you can see the fire forming. So he's ignored the pool, ignored the boxes. Mina has quickened her pace, taken a few quick steps to catch up to him just at that spot, grabs him by the sleeve, mumbled a few magical arcane words, and you saw the familiar protective glow that she's able to surround Indigo briefly before dissolving.
I'm not going to ignore the pool and boxes. I'm going to check those out first. Sure, that's where the hammer's going to be.
Are you headed towards the pool or the boxes?
Let's, I'll head towards the boxes, but I keep my eye on the pool in case any kind of octopus monster jumps out or something. Lord of the Rings style here.
Great. You've made your way over to the boxes. The pool looks still and quiet. Again, all the walls are cast in shadow because there's not a lot of light. There's this odd kind of pearly luminescence that just seems to hang in the air. And then there's the flickering orange light of the fire, which occasionally glints off of the surface of the pool, which is totally still. Indigo, you continue towards the fire?
Yeah.
Excellent. You stalk on up to the fire, and you see the flickering flames. You feel confident from the protective magics that Mina has placed on you. You walk right on up to the fire, and you can see a little circle of stones laid out, a few logs burning away, the fire dancing its mesmerizing dance. Roll me a willpower test, please, Indigo.
Uh-oh.
You get a +2 too, because I finally looked it up.
Would you get a +2? From
that
the
means
protective...
This is a save, so I have my level?
That's true.
Great. Really makes up for my -1 willpower. I got 20 on the nose.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's exciting. You see, Indigo, the flames almost seem to take shapes, like as you're watching them. And I'm sure anyone who's sat around a campfire feels like they've stared into the fire a little too long and watched it sort of make odd and interesting shapes. But you'd swear you almost saw like forms of little people, like humanish shapes dancing about in the fire before you tear your eyes away and look back to Mina, who catches up to you just a few steps still behind. I assume, Mina, or did you stop back there by the boxes after casting your spell?
I would say I'm like right at that little point. I'm like basically between the two of them. Like I walked up to touch Indigo and then stopped walking.
Excellent. So you're kind of at the halfway point.
I'm hovering. I don't feel safe.
Bruno, you're looking at these boxes. They look very old and dusty. One or two are open and look empty. Just from a cursory glance, what do you want to do? Yeah.
Can I open one that isn't open?
Sure. Walk over to one. You can see it's like a crate. It's nailed shut. You gonna try and pry it open?
I'll pry it open, yeah. Quietly-ish.
Quietly prying open a nailed shut crate.
Yeah.
Roll me an agility test.
Oh, dice. All right.
Do you have a crowbar?
Do I have a crowbar? I did previously lose all my worldly possessions, so I'm going to guess no. It looks like no.
Okay.
I do have
dagger it is.
a knife. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Not the best tool for prying open boxes, but let's see if you can make do.
Wow. Cannot, because that's a 6.
Excellent. Everyone hears the loud whump, whump, as Bruno uses the hilt of one dagger to drive the other one into the crate and then wedge, and you hear a creaking groan of wood and a pop of a couple of nails. Finally, you get the lid of one of the boxes open, Bruno, and it looks like the box is full of sawdust.
Great.
Wow.
I shove my hand in the sawdust. Surely there must be a
Shove
vampire
your
in
hand
there
into
or
the
something.
sawdust and you feel around it. You feel something cold and hard in amongst the sawdust.
I found the hammer. I pull that
Grab
out.
it. Grab it and pull it out, and Bruno, you've pulled out a large wheel of cheese covered in wax.
Oh. That's better than rat, probably.
That's pretty good. Okay, so I immediately peel that and start eating it.
Excellent.
In like
Peel
a-
off some of the wax and start
in
eating
like a
it.
rotating fashion.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh man, it's been nothing but dead rats for
Yeah.
weeks here.
Yeffy, you are in the backpack. Are you
Uh-huh.
doing anything?
Hey,
You feel
Indigo.
the movement has stopped.
Indigo.
Yeah.
Indigo. Who lit the fire?
I don't know. That's a great question. It's a weird fire too.
How is it weird? It's
I don't
just
know,
like
just
a
looks
fire to
little-
me.
Looked a little weird.
Is there anybody else in here?
Junk in the corner. Yeah, I'll
What?
look around the back of
Yeah.
the cave here.
Where are you looking, Indigo?
For signs of people, whatever this junk is in the top corner here. Just general.
Excellent.
casting
Yeffy,
about.
are you still riding around in the backpack, or are you hopping? Yeah? Okay. So Indigo turns around to go look in the corner. He's poking through. Looks like there's a bunch of rocks over here. It kind of gets crumbly, builds up to a ledge high up. Yeffy, you get a sight of the fire as he's turned around, and you can see the flames dancing. And roll me a willpower test, please.
Oh.
Ooh, it's a 6.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeffy, you find the dancing flames completely mesmerizing, and you're just drawn in. And soon you find yourself, your vision totally taken over by a vision of a large open plain with rolling storm clouds over it. It's like it starts off with just the flames kind of taking the shape and people like milling about on a large open plain, but soon like the vision just completely takes over your field of view, and it becomes more and more realistic. And you can see a large horde of people all wearing simple robes, all moving away from you, all carrying war hammers. And a further off, distant along the fields, made tiny by the distance between them, facing this army of robed Warhammer carriers, is a huge group of white wolves. And the groups rush towards each other and fall upon each other. And the men smash the wolves with their hammers, and the wolves bite and tear the men limb from limb. Eventually, both groups fall to the ground exhausted from the struggle, when out of a forest around them emerges all kinds of horrible things. Beastmen, demons, skeletons. The sky grows dark. The monstrous flapping of wings can be seen overhead. The monsters fall upon the men and wolves and utterly destroy them. And then you snap out of it.
Whoa!
Indigo. Sorry, go on.
That's some fire, Indigo. Indigo, that's
it was a weird fire.
no, it's super weird. That's super weird. Super realistic. I just saw a whole bunch of people fighting on a field, and there were wolves and a bunch of men with warhammers, and they were fighting, and there were a bunch of mutant beast creatures. Because the people with the warhammers and the wolves, they just got real tired fighting each other because human beings aren't very good at fighting wolves, I guess, and wolves aren't very good at fighting humans, so they just kind of tuckered each other out and just slaughtering each other, and then like all these beastmen things kind of came out, and these big winged demons, and they just like destroyed everybody. It was intense. That's an intense fire. I would not look in that fire. It is not a cooking fire.
That sounds like a vision. I think you had a vision.
I
think that was a vision.
Nah, that was just a fire.
Indigo and Yeffy, you hear a voice from up on the ledge of rocks here to the right of the fire. A crackled, old, wizened-sounding voice call out, "Oh, is the observant dwarfkin to lead man to true sight? Is that halfling eating my cheese?" And you can see a few rocks and pebbles fall from the ledge, and you can see a very old, long, white bearded dwarf in simple kind of like burlap-looking robes, kind of scrabbling down from this ledge, about 6 feet up.
Oh.
Well, who the heck are you?
Hey there.
I'm Yandri. Who the heck are you, and why are you eating my cheese?
Well, finders keepers. Plus, I've only had rat for like a week or something. Would you like a rat?
So typical. So typical. The small ones here to do nothing but eat. Or the dwarfkin must lead the way.
First of all, that's racist.
Man friends, and he claps Indigo on the bicep as he says this. You can see actually surprisingly strongish grip, Indigo, as his hand grabs onto your bicep.
Well, my name's Indigo. This is Yeffy and Mina, and the small one eating your cheese is Bruno.
Welcome to Yandri's cave. What brings you here?
Are you named after the cave, or is the cave named after you?
He kind of shuffles over to a stone fairly close to the fire, sits down at it.
I heard the fire was pretty spooky.
Yeah, what's wrong with your cave?
Nothing. It's working perfectly.
Right. With the
nice
big mat. Okay.
Are you a wizard?
Oh, no. I am but a simple lawmaster.
What is a lore master? Sorry.
What is a lore master? Oh, what so it has come of these times that men know not of the dwarven lore masters. Tell him, sister. He turns to Yeffy.
He knows lots of stuff.
Oh, I was so ready for another creepy old lady dwarf to appear. Man.
Oh, me too. We were on the same wavelength.
Yeah, all right.
There might still be an old. There might be also still an old lady around. Oh, hold on. I'm looking. Nope, it's just me.
I was speaking to my dwarven kin.
Oh, so sister. Okay,
Oh.
theoretic. I see. Metaphorical.
Yeah, I don't think we're actually related like that. We're just
Probably
no, you're
not.
probably not. Probably not. You never know, though. You look kind of old. You might have gotten around if you ever left the cave.
I had my wild youth, of course. There may be dwarfs who bear the resemblance to old Audrey.
That's plenty of that, I think. What are you doing here in this cave, old dwarf, with all this cheese?
I am keeping this place holy.
Holy?
Oh.
Is that what's wrong with the cave?
There's
It's
nothing wrong with the
the
cave.
cave. Why do you think there's something wrong with it? Is a
perfectly fine
holy, restful place of respite that keeps back the forces of chaos wrong? Surely not.
Well, it's a very judgy cave.
He looks over at you, Indigo, and he says, "You look very familiar to me, my young fellow.
Oh.
He gets
I got
that
a lot.
Bend down here. Let me look at your face."
Oh,
Okay.
You lean in, and he kind of studies your face for a minute, Indigo, and he says, very familiar. Too scrawny, though. You should eat more."
Two.
Oh, here. Hand some cheese up to go.
Wield it.
Yes.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so maybe you can help us. We've heard that Ghal-Maraz might be here.
Ah, you seek the resting place of Ghal-Maraz, do you?
he just
Yeah.
cut
right
right through his
place.
face. Boom. Yeah.
You have come
Yeah,
to
he
the
has-
right place, indeed.
My friend here, Indigo, also had these visions that you're talking about. Yeah, one about. We'll tell him.
Oh, yeah.
Involves
about
dwarves.
ridding the land of the chaos that is like festering underneath the land, and also helping the dwarves. I don't know if they mentioned any specifics on what I got to do to help the dwarves, but I got to help them out. That was a big part. Help the dwarves like we used to. We being
It's a lot of
Let
clarity
us-
there.
Let us consult the flames. He looks over at the fire, and he turns to you, Indigo, and he says, "Gaze, youngling, gaze into the flames."
Sure, I will
Great.
gaze.
Your eyeballs.
As you do so, he reaches into a belt pouch and hurls something from it into the flames, and they crackle and spark, and there is a kind of a spicy smell to whatever he's just tossed, some kind of herbs or something in there that crackle in the flames and fill
I get a little
kind
of that on the
sweet,
cheese.
spicy smelling vapor. Indigo, would you? You feel your vision starting to be drawn into the flames. You may make a willpower save if you
Okay.
want to resist it, or you may just let yourself get drawn in.
I will accept the. Yeah, I'll let myself get drawn in. I won't
Excellent.
resist.
Excellent. You see R. Ulrich, the new one, the young one, standing before a congregation of clerics wearing wolfskin cloaks, carrying swords and spears and other weapons. He raises his fist, and all the clerics give a cheer. And then he turns his back to look straight at you. And you can see he's now sitting alone, and his face just looks anguished. And the vision grows hazy for a minute. And then you see a crowd of Sigmarites carrying heavy warhammers. And they are gathered around the Grand Theogonist, who raises up his warhammer, and they all raise theirs in unison. And the Grand Theogonist turns to look at you, and all the other clerics of Sigmar vanish, and you see that same despairing, hopeless look appear on his face. And then your vision pulls away, and you can see an outline of a coast, like you're flying high above the lands. And you can see the Empire. You can see a little flame spot spark on the Empire along the Reich at a location which you know to be Altdorf. And then a second one, and a third, and a fourth. Mindenheim. Nuln. Talbotland. Just appear. Little flames. Thump, 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 thump. Appear, marking out all kinds of locations on the map. And then the flames grow and spread, and the entire map crackles and turns back into the fire that you were looking at.
Whoa!
Whoa!
On the nose, but all right. Yeah.
Oh, that was a weird fire.
What did you see, my friend?
I saw
Fire?
the leaders of the churches, our Ulrich, the new one, and the Grand Theogenist, rallying their people, but then they were alone and all upset. And then I saw the Empire burning.
Like in excitement?
No, like a fire.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, well, they are
Dark
about to
is bad.
go to war and everything. I mean, they already are kind of trying to attack each other, and they're putting up those signs on the wall. They're all like, "I don't like wolves," and they're like, "I don't like people with hammers." So
Yeah.
it's probably why the dwarves don't bother with them anymore.
The men are falling to squabbling, he turns to Yeffy, and the dwarves have turned their backs.
Well, I
These
just they
are
don't get
dark
out much.
times. These are dark times.
Well, what would you
Oh,
know,
I have been-
caveman? Yeah.
Well, he's seen it
Dark
all in his
times. Maybe
fire.
it's great out there. That's just like
Maybe
that's on
not.
fire.
It's not great.
Oh.
It's not great out there.
it's
It's pretty
so
bad.
bad.
Right. I mean, it's not. Look, I'm not saying it is. I'm just this guy doesn't know. For all he knows, we're in some kind of utopia now.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
sir.
but we did just
In a
tell him
cave,
that we saw
hog and
bad
cheese.
stuff.
Ooh, yeah, we
Yes.
did just see that stuff, and we told him about it.
That was a vision in a fire. That's not a real thing.
No, like we
Oh,
saw
it
it back in.
it is not yet. It is not yet a real thing, but it may come to pass.
Oh,
It may
you know,
indeed.
lots of things may come to pass. You know, I may become the greatest cheesemonger in this cave, but you know, what does it take?
I think you are well on your way, and he pats you on the stomach, Bruno.
You. All right, he's old. He's old. He's from a different time. I'll let it slide.
Yes, indeed.
Does your fire does it have anything like specific in it, like useful, like a
Vision.
location?
And much in it is useful, though little is specific.
Yeah, I was right about that.
I'm going to stare into the fire.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you do
Excellent.
that.
Let's see what's going on here.
Do you want
After
to
you.
make a willpower test, Bruno, or do you want to allow the vision to come?
No difference.
Either difference. Excellent. You see a dark forest, Bruno. And in the forest, a beast man lifts his head and sniffs the air. His breath is a cold, drifting cloud. He looks out on a frozen landscape towards his companions, the other beastmen around him. All gaze southward and howl and begin moving loping through snow-covered woodlands, headed south towards the Empire. You see thousands of dead bodies strewn across a battlefield. you see beastmen and chaos abominations moving over them, picking through them, moving from corpse to corpse, consuming them, eating the corpses, filling their disgusting chaos warped bellies. And you feel like you feel a gurgling, a wrenching in your stomach, and you let out a loud belch, and you realize you are back in the cave.
Oh, that's some bad cheese. Okay, that was pretty spooky.
Was it useful though? Is there anything useful?
No, I was honestly hoping for something a little more personal, for the future site. But no, sort of the same gist. You get it. I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn around and throw up right at the side here.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you?
Well, easy come, easy go on the cheese, I guess.
There's more.
You should take it a little easier on the cheese, I think.
Yeah, you got any veggies or some meats or all?
Yeah. Yes, there's some good hardtack in one of those boxes there. He points at the back of the boxes.
Good hardtack sounds like one of those oxymorons. You know what?
He looks over at you, Indigo, and he says, "Visions of armies on the march is never good. But you are good. It is good you have come here. The hammer of Sigmar could do much to heal the wounds of the Empire."
Yeah. I mean, the Emperor is dead. So we're kind of a bit of a crisis right now.
Yeah, so is the other Emperor. We kind of got two up, two
and the
down.
Emperor's son also dead, yeah. So, Ghal-Maraz is kind of an important item to find right about now to, the new Emperor.
Well, you are in luck, my friend. And claps you again on the shoulder. Oh. For you have come to Kadar Khazalid, the final resting place of Ghal-Maraz. Do you not feel its force in your bones?
Yep.
Good. It lies, and he gestures to the ground, deep below us.
Oh.
Damn it.
Like in a cave? Like in a pit?
Like in
a
the
dungeon?
Pool? Do we have to go through the pool?
Well, no, it lies in the ancient halls of Karak Khalizad.
And are those
my old homeland, whose threshold you stand upon?
That's the kingdom of dwarves that where you bring them with us, and they'll help. The men turn the tide of war. That whole vision you had, where the dwarves help you and you go rally them. So I guess we gotta go say hi.
I gotta help these dwarves.
These dwarves, yeah.
If only this were true.
Nice. You should help all of them, really. I mean, that's really what you should do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You just help one group.
At one place. So.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are only 2 dwarves left at Kadar Khalizad. Old Yadri, and this one. And he pats Yeffy on the shoulder. What was your name again, dear?
Hi, I'm Yeffy. Yeffy Broxton.
Yeffy Broxton. Well met, my friend. It is good to see another dwarven face again after all these years.
What happened to all the dwarves?
Yeah.
Why are you the only one left? What happened?
Moved down?
Well, when Sigmar came here with Ghal-Maraz, there were many of us still here. Many. But it was ill. It was an ill day, for Wulfen was below crafting a mighty weapon. And he pushed it too far. He pushed his magics beyond the limit of what he could properly contain within good dwarven steel, and he unfortunately let loose something terrible.
Right.
But Sigmar was here. Sigmar was here with Ghal-Maraz at just the right moment to save us, as was foretold he would. And down below he went. And he has not been seen since, I'm afraid. Not by my eyes or other dwarves.
So no real indication that he actually helped then, huh? What is he just hanging out down there?
Where the last of the dwarves were driven from this place or slain, and I'm afraid that the ancient halls are now filled with goblins and orcs and other vile things. If Wolfen had simply... But it's the past. It's the past. But the hammer, Sigmar brought it down below with him and sealed himself in there and has protected the surface from what was released ever since.
So what was released is still down there with him.
As far as I am aware, yes.
Oh.
And
So
what
what are we
might that
gonna
do?
Something foul from the realms of chaos.
Yeah. What if we just found a cool looking hammer and said it was the hammer of Sigmar, Just sort of take the political win and not the, martial one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. There are a lot of Warhammers in those visions you guys told me about. So I feel like we could just take one of those.
Yeah.
Well, even if we take the Warhammer and we're all like, yeah, this is the heir of Sigmar over here with his face and his blood in his veins and all that stuff. Like, even if we said that, would that still unite the Ulrichians with the Sigmarites? Because that's the concern.
He looks up at you, Indigo. Are you the blood of Sigmar?
Yeah,
I thought you looked like him.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. He actually
Wait,
looks
you
like
met
another
Sigmar?
guy, but...
Oh, I was here when he came.
How old are
How
you?
old are you?
That's a very rude
Jinx.
question.
So you're
How old are you?
older than the Empire itself.
That's not so. Sigmar ruled over the Empire for... Oh, I suppose it is true, actually.
Well, you don't look a day past 200.
Oh, aren't you the flatterer?
I know.
Oh, you must know all sorts of things then.
He's Lord
indeed.
knows, yeah.
Living in a cave the
Indeed.
whole time.
I can tell you much of the history of the Empire. Do you have a few decades?
Yeah, the
Okay.
history of the spiders in this cave.
If you want to write it down, I do love a book. You haven't written it all down, have you?
Alas, I don't have access to the archives anymore. One
There
of the
are
places has
archives?
been overwhelmed. Oh, yes.
There's archives downstairs?
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's fun.
Oh god, guys, we gotta go downstairs.
No,
For
we
the
don't.
hammer to fix
No,
everything.
we've got books at home.
I was
No,
but an
that's
apprentice
fine.
lawmaster when Sigmar arrived at Karak Khazalid. But I remember those halls from when I was a lad.
So-
They're down there.
Oh, man.
So say we go down there. Could you give us directions or a map or some kind of information
Yes.
about?
Yeah, if you could tell us the location of where it might be, that could be helpful.
Have you some paper and a quill?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you have one of
So
those
much.
oversized books?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just I've read this one before, it's not that good. You can just write over it, I guess. Even one of my romance novels.
You
It goes
find a
to Sigmar
page
too,
of
yeah.
something to hand him and a get out a quill and some ink, and he starts to sketch on it.
You should mark
Moment
out
here
where the
to.
I mean, I still have that question
Highlight
about
that.
the Elricians and the Sigmar and how the hammer solves that problem.
No, I'm sure
Yeah.
that's in the books or whatever.
Probably through swinging the hammer a bunch.
You think that problem's solved in the books?
Yeah, sure. There'll be
How?
all sorts
What?
of stuff about how the Empire was like founded and what was supposed to happen with the hammer.
Well,
and
the Ulrichians are going off of this, are upset that Ulrich wasn't as highly esteemed as Sigmar was, right? And that they think that the Sigmar is a conspiracy. If we find actual history of the like brotherhood of Sigmar and Ulrich, that would,
exactly.
and then bring
Okay.
Ghal-Maraz, that could do
Yeah,
something.
and if we tell them that the Ulrichians will have a seat on your council, I'm sure one of them is okay to join us. Well, join you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Wait.
gonna have such a good emperorship. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm
Yep.
not going to be the.
We're going to have such a good emperorship. It's a group effort.
It's a group effort. Mostly Indigo.
Uh-huh. Okay.
hmm
And so the wolf guys are just going to be like, oh, cool, yeah, Sigmar is the deal. And that's where...
It's been like for the past 1,000 years, you know?
If we go to the Sigmarites, right, and we're like, we have this, the Sigmarites will obviously support us. And then if we go to the Ulrichians and we're like, we have this and we want to give you more political power or whatever, nobody wants a war, I assume. You say he looked really
maybe-
sad in that vision?
Yeah, maybe our Ulrich and the Grand Theogenes can figure something out.
I don't know.
At this
Cool.
point, Yadri.
It's a good question, Andy. A good question that we need to think about. Noodle on that.
Okay,
Uh,
we'll do.
Yadri has sketched this onto the page. He says, "This is how I remember the upper level. I can deliver you into the gate. This," and he taps up at the top where it says Great Chamber, and it says, "Here was the way to the lower levels. Now the orcs and goblins never had the wit or the courage to open these doors," and he points where it says sealed doors. So if you can get there, you should be able to get into the lower levels, where you will find the archives and the final resting place of Ghal-Maraz.
So assuming that we also don't have the wit or whatever, how did the doors open?
Unfortunately, when I was last there, as I said, I was but an apprentice lore master. I was not entrusted with such secrets, but you have the blood of Sigmar with you. You will surely be able to figure it out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, try
We'll
bleeding
smash
on it.
Indigo against it until it opens. Well, this seems like more of a job for a sort of dungeon delving party of adventurers.
Yeah. Not really seeing how any of my... I'm like paging through my spell books. Yeah. Maybe there'll be dead people there we can talk to. Maybe we can kill people and then ask them questions.
We can do that. What if, and I really hate suggesting this, we were all invisible?
Well, you have come to the right place.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we could do that on the off chance the goblins are, whatever it was, numerous.
Oh, they will
I've heard
be.
numerous.
That's what he
Yeah.
said.
They probably have a whole culture and stuff. Like, they're not just going to be standing there, guarding the doors, like, robots or whatever. Like, they probably like go about their lives and do things.
I mean, when was the last time someone passed through here?
Exactly. Oh my God! Tell us that no one's come through here recently.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Not since Sigmar.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
If somebody else,
How old
does
is that
come
cheese?
Yeah.
That's some good cheese. Ooh,
Yeah.
cave ripened. 12,000 years.
Oh, yeah, right.
Someone to deliver this stuff to you? Does Fresh Direct come out here?
Ooh.
Wait, I don't. What is fresh?
No
Direct?
meta jokes.
I've not
Damn it.
heard.
Sorry.
Of this.
Have you tried steam? The stuff was so rotting.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm sick of this old
facility.
We
man.
venture forth to replenish
You were-
my supplies.
Oh, okay. And then we're gonna bravely hide as we go downstairs. Indigo and his men. You'll see something nicer
Right.
about us in future, I assume. Also, if someone else
Yeah.
comes here and they kind of look like Indigo, please don't let them in.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
Indigo's got an evil twin. He's the good
Not
one.
a
The other
twin,
one's the
a
evil
cousin.
one.
Not a twin.
A
He hasn't
cousin.
got the same bloodline.
Yeah.
Who looks vaguely like me, is part of a cult that worships one of the
He
cats.
might come with a halfling with a lot of hair and a wizard who turns things extra visible and, I don't know, dwarfs and vampires, so watch out for that. They'll probably have evil-looking mustaches, is my guess. So,
Except for, are
I
you talking
shall-
about a real person? What?
Yes, we are talking about a real person. That
Okay.
what I
has
imagine
seen.
travels in a sort of, sort of similar manner.
I shall watch for such a thing, though they would have, if they are as duplicitous and as chaos ridden as you suggest, they would not make it into the cave.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Oh, and because we all made it into the cave, we're in the clear on that respect, so that's good to know. I wasn't
Yeah.
worried about it.
neutral. We're good.
At least, at
What?
minimum, neutral. At minimum,
Yeah.
quite neutral. Yeah.
What if they're waiting outside of the cave?
Well, when we go back out, we'll have the Sigmar's hammer, and we'll just cast him down, or
Ow.
however it is it works.
Does your your spell on the cave, it doesn't work further down? You can't push it down? Can you teach me how to do it? Is it a thing?
Oh, it is not a thing I have placed here. It is ancient dwarven magic that protects
Oh.
our front gate.
Oh, you think there's books on that? No, serious?
Is
There's books on that,
possible,
guys.
I suppose. Again, I was not admitted to the archives as a young apprentice lawmaster. I was
Trying
too
the
young,
dwarven security
inexperienced.
system. Yeah. There's a whole set of security measures that dwarves take. They normally don't write it down, but you can kind of take classes sometimes, and you can sign up. It's pretty ingenious how they do some of their locks and their other mechanisms, and it takes a really long time to master how to get around them.
Sure, I'm not good with physical stuff.
Yeah.
I admire you.
Dagmar's balls.
So
All right.
before we go rushing down there, could I, Bruno, the last time you tried to mend my wounds, it didn't go so hot, but could you give another whack at it? I'm a little beat down from the trip.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't eaten anything but rats and cheese for 5 days, and I haven't bathed. But I'm good to go. Let me. What's in that pool over there? Can I?
Yeah, can we bathe in that pool?
Here,
Yeah,
fresh drinking water.
Oh.
Help yourself.
bathe.
So don't bathe in it.
Okay.
Okay.
Um.
I'm gonna jump right in it actually. So
No.
Oh,
No,
ew,
Yeah.
no, it's
no.
fresh drinking water, not bathing
No.
water for Bruno's bum. God,
Ruining it for
the rest of
everybody.
me and the rest of me. If it's
the
fresh,
bum
it
is the part we're
flows.
worried about.
It
Yeah, it's
shouldn't
not
be.
like
First of all,
the
there's much
solution
worse
to
parts.
pollution is not dilution, Bruno. I heard that on the back of a sign one time, and I was like, that's a catchy phrase. I don't know what it
All right.
means, but it means, I do know it means wash your hands and don't put your butt in drinking water. Gosh, don't
all right,
poop where you
all right.
eat.
All right, I'll take a stab.
Super roll.
I'll take a metaphorical stab at your wounds here, Indigo.
Thank you.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, hell
Never
yeah.
mind.
Hell yeah.
The rats are good for my concentration.
Excellent. That's where's my? You don't have the chart in front of you, I suppose. Where do
I think it's
have this?
2d6.
With a natural 20, you might jump all the way to 3. I'm going to say you probably jump to 3.
All right. So that would be 7, 9, 10, so 12 wounds.
That is exactly what I was missing. So perfect.
Oh, perfect. Flawless. Not an ounce of effort wasted.
I'm at my maximum of 32.
All right, I'm going to try to repair
Jesus.
my own various wounds here.
Let me get a pencil.
And that is not as good. That is a 12.
Which is enough for 1d6.
That'll probably do for Bruno here. Yeah, okay.
If
What
you're
else
hitting
do you-
everybody up and
Magic,
you don't want to stab
you know.
me, yeah, I'm at 9 out of my normal 13. So, every little bit helps.
Yeah, I'll probably do more good than harm here. How wowed is this dwarf by my incredible modern medical practices, though, huh? Stuck in a cave for this long? Look at this. Oh, man. That's also a 12, so 1d6 only. So not really my best day. So 3. 3 points.
I'll take it. That's almost got me to full. Thanks, Bruno. 5 stars.
This is why I'm going to be the Imperial Doctor.
Couldn't possibly be less qualified than the current people holding the position.
And that is really, I mean, frankly, that says a lot about the current staffing situation.
Seriously.
Huh?
Can I also grab some of this tack? Do you mind? I take some
No,
tack.
help yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna take some. Due to the last time we didn't take any.
not actually carrying any food. Yeah. You've
Yeah.
been living off of goblin supplies, which are edible. But
Disgusting. Yes.
this is definitely more appetizing.
I'm gonna write down tack.
All right,
Some tack.
I got this wheel of cheese. Everyone's feeling good.
Alrighty.
Who's ready to be invisible?
I forgot that was the plan. Let's get down to the doors first. Let's make it to the doors before whatever is going to happen to us happens.
Okay, I mean, rude.
You know, like the first doors that the old man is going to lead us to.
Okay.
Oh, they're just here. He points at the blank wall between the fire and the little ledge where he was sitting.
Who's ready to be invisible?
Well, that's just a blank wall. Oh, he's nuts.
Well, perhaps you just don't know where to look.
Well, I'm looking where you pointed me to look, so that's kind of on you.
Well, perhaps you don't know how to look.
Kind of do.
You
I don't
show
know. You know, I kind of. If you're gonna
I feel
keep being mysterious, that's fine. But if you just want to let us in, that would be great. You know.
Are you ready?
Oh
Are you ready
no!
to go
Now
forth?
I guess we want to turn invisible.
No,
You're
we
right.
should do invisible.
Now we should turn this. Okay. Yeah.
So, who's ready? Invisible.
I'm gonna go first this time.
Bruno.
That seems like the lucky spot.
Bruno's ready.
You ready?
Got the wheel of cheese. I'm ready.
That is a success, but I got a 1. So it's a 1 and a 4. That cheese, I don't know.
You cast the spell. Bruno shifts from view. His body, his image, his face fades from everyone's sight, and then there is a little sparkle of like just this luminescence, this outline around him for a moment, for perhaps a moment too long, where you start to worry that, like, even though Bruno's invisible, there's this sparkling outline of where he once stood, but it rapidly fades away.
Yeah,
Great. Perfect.
that seems fine.
Perfectly done. All right. What's that about? I'm a great concern. Loads of people have told me that. Look, I'll go and I'll myth myself next. You'll see. It'll be great. Did not succeed. I was a 2 and a 1.
So again, the luminescence appears around Mina. Mina does not vanish from view, but the luminescence sparkles around her, and then that appears to be it.
So Mina became more visible?
Yeah, for briefly, for half a moment.
Sometimes it just takes two.
Yadri looks over at you, Mina, and he says, "'Tis well this place is so strongly protected, but do not delve too deep, as, alas, poor Wolfram did." Wolfram, that's not the right name. Wolfram.
That's the name you said.
Yep.
Wait, what do you mean? I shouldn't do magic here? Can't do magic here? This is a non-magic area? Oh my God.
I mean, at this point, Bruno is invisible.
Okay, that's true.
I think he's saying that when you mess up, you make bad stuff happen, like giant books and giant rats and giant weird chaos stuff, and this place is protected from chaos. Protected from chaos.
So we'll be fine. We'll be totally fine. If I summon a demon like I did only one time of my many times successfully, then it'll just vanish. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. I'm going to try again.
I did. That's not what he said, but that's okay.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
You remind me very much of Wolfen. He said
You know,
some bad things.
Right before he
Right, and then
destroyed
he practically
society.
died.
Great.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. I rolled a 3 and a 5. It worked perfectly. So
Great.
it's fine.
Great. You
I'm
vanish.
Who's next?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, you're invisible. Yeffy, I got
Bruno
you.
is
I got you.
role-playing invisible.
6 and a 3. Another perfect shot. So Yeffy is fine.
Yeah, yay.
Yay! Indigo, you ready? Future Emperor?
Yep.
Hurt you? Okay, 6 and a 3. Great. Perfect. Oh my god, I didn't want to fight a dragon. Okay, we're all good. We're all invisible. Hooray.
Uh,
I love casting spells.
all right, I guess we're ready.
Success.
Excellent. He reaches up and you see his hand passing along the rock face here. He seems to be feeling around. He grips something, he presses, he turns his hand slightly, and the entire rock wall starts to shift and open, and you can see a long hall appearing before you. Welcome to Karak Khalizad.
Thank you.
It's as lovely as the brochures.
Do we have a version of his map?
There's no.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's drawn it out for you. Sorry, you want me to put it up on screen? Give me half a shake here.
I just wasn't sure if we had it in our.
Oh, Bruno was invisible and he came back
boy.
with a kitten.
Yeah. You. That's a good call. Sorry, you'll have to give me a second here, and I will upload it to the shared drive so you can get at it.
Thank you. Sorry to
anything,
interrupt.
but delivered something to you this way in some time. Okay.
I'm sad all those words are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
How are we
I
supposed
don't.
to help them if they're gone? Maybe we get the hammer from here, and then we have to help all dwarves. Maybe that's what that.
Yeah.
All right, that is in the drive now, Christian, called Yadri Map.
Awesome.
So is everybody invisible? No issues?
It was, it all worked perfectly fine. Thanks for asking, Bruno. It was perfectly
No, I
successful.
just had to run and leave myself in that freshwater pool real quick, so I am ready to go.
Disgusting. Let's leave this warded area, because this warded area is super weird and I don't like it. So there's guards up ahead, so we'll just be really quiet.
Well, those would have been dwarf guards, right? That's what... You think those are goblin guards? Yep.
Yeah,
Well, you remember
not.
the last dwarven guards we bumped into that one time?
That was not
everyone
good.
be very quiet. Wait,
That
is
was
it that
not
kind
good.
of
Okay.
thing? Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was very bad.
Yep. Yeah,
All
so
right.
what we should do is play a fun little game where we mark on the map where we think we'll die. And
Take
here's the
that.
close.
I'm gonna guess dining hall. I'm gonna bet the under on this one and go with dining hall.
That feels very Bruno. I'm gonna say Hall of
Convocations?
But it's not convocation. Oh, that's an N. Okay, yeah.
Cogvocations?
I thought it was a Q. Yeah, convocations. That feels like me. So.
Indigo?
We're not. We're gonna make it out alive.
That's what makes him the boring emperor.
that's why
Yeti,
he's the
aka the
protagonist.
fun
Alright.
one.
I'm going super early with the guards.
Guards.
No.
Yeah, that's probably good. That's good. If I were looking to win,
Okay.
that's a good guess. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, what are you guys doing? You're all invisible.
Okay.
And he opens
Okay,
the
old
door
man,
for us?
open the gate.
Yep.
did.
He's
did
opened
open
it
it.
up. It's a yawning
It's right there.
passageway before you.
Well,
All right. Wish us luck, Yadri. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon.
Good luck.
Bye. Remember us
Thanks.
fondly.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
And I'll start
Okay,
walking.
excellent. You start heading down the long tunnel before you.
doesn't look that long on the map.
You
Yeah, it's gonna be
You make
the
your way
other
down.
tunnel, like the other map, where everything's like 4 times longer than we thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
The armory is actually the size of a football field.
Yeah.
you start making your way down this passageway. Is Yeffy still in the backpack?
I never got out, did I? Wait, no, I think I did get out.
You
To say hi to the
Yes,
dwarf.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm out.
Having that whole conversation with him in the
Excellent,
backpack.
How are you proceeding? Is Indigo out in front as usual? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be behind
That
Indigo.
would be tough to maintain while we're all invisible, but
Okay.
We're holding
Are you
hands,
going
Harry.
yeah,
single
there you
file?
go.
Indigo and Yeffy and
That's a good
Can
idea.
we
Who's in the
go?
back?
Can we
Me-
go two
yeah,
abreast?
Bruno
I
and
mean,
Mina?
is there enough room?
There is.
Isn't-
yeah.
is it-
Yeah. You can,
Okay, great. Because usually D&D is
also-
designed to be single file, so there's a straight hill
Warhammer
line.
is designed to be 2x2, so this is
Oh,
where we
okay,
get the
great.
fun D&D and Warhammer mashup that we
So
advertise.
this mashup means
So we can go
1.5.
1.5 by 1.5.
Paul is so
Yeah.
sick of us
So
right now.
one halfling, one dwarf.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Well, so much for making good time to reach the end of the game. We had one good session. And,
We're gonna be-
my-
We're gonna be,
There's
we're gonna
an
mix
hour.
it up, and I'm gonna be right next to Indigo, kind of looking out,
Oh,
sometimes
good. I'm
hiding
gonna
behind
mix it
his
up by being
leg.
directly behind
Okay.
Indigo, where I literally always am. So
Excellent. And so it sounds like Bruno then is in the back.
I'll be in the back. Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
I thought we were 2x2. 2 by 1 by 1.
I don't like that. I like 1 by 1.
You're all talking at the same time. So a disorganized mob. You make your way down the
That's
tunnel.
definitely what it really is.
Excellent. There we go. Indigo, you can see up ahead some flickering light. Appears to be like the light of a torch bouncing off of walls in front of you.
Oh, they left the lights on.
Okay. Confident in my invisibility, I will continue walking forward.
Excellent. You continue walking forward. You make your way. You see, as starts to come into view, a looks like a closed portcullis between at the end of this hall that then leads into a room. And you can see some faint movement, some flickering torchlight, and you can hear the occasional sound of goblin voices.
Well, that didn't take long.
So the
There's more
portcullis is
doors.
blocking us?
It is.
I have a bad idea.
Lead on it.
We could, and I'll touch everybody so that we can pull us all together into a huddle and have a whispered conversation here.
What's up? What's going
Okay.
on?
We can pretend to be ghosts, and then they'll open the portcullis to come check it out.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I like that idea.
I speak
That's
Ghal-Maraz. I'll whisper. I'll act like a dwarf ghost.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get all
Okay, I
fired.
speak Kozil too. Nice.
I
Wait, you
don't.
want to talk? Oh.
I don't
okay.
either.
That's- Well, Indigo and I will talk about in Kozilin, and we'll try a small pile of cheese crumbs just materializes something. Yeah, we'll have a little conversation. Kozilin, that's a good idea. I like that.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Put on your best
Okay.
ghost voice.
Is the portcullis
Spooky
wide?
ghost. So good.
Is the portcullis
remember-
wide enough for me to squeeze through?
That's a
Possibly.
great question.
As
Oh,
a,
That's a good question.
for most people, you would think no, Yeffy, but because it's you, and you have the contortionist ability, you think you probably could squeeze through there.
Okay. While they're doing ghosty sounds, I'm gonna squeeze through. Do I roll agility,
You may.
or do I? Okay, cool.
Please do.
Woohoo! That's a 25.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, easily. You push your way through the bars. Let me get. I'm trying to get an image up here for you. Bear with me just a
We get an
second.
image.
Yeah. Let's get this here. Okay. Okay. So you can see you're coming up from the bottom
Wow.
here. you've pushed your way through this portcullis, you can see that there is kind of a short hall. There are openings left and right immediately past the portcullis, and then it opens up into a larger room where there are a couple of tables and chairs. That is where the torchlight is coming from, and you can see that there are indeed two fairly bored-looking goblins sitting at a table, poking at some gnawed-looking bones, and just very occasionally yammering to each other in some kind of goblinish language, you would assume.
We didn't talk about what Yeffy was going to do once she was past the portcullis.
Is there a lever for the portcullis or a switch or something that would raise the portcullis?
You are not seeing one here immediately anywhere. There are these two doors to your left and right. The room beyond, you can see that there is a door on the wall to the right, and on the left there is an open hallway that appears to continue on.
Okay. Hey, ghosts.
What? Oh.
Do you want me to keep looking around for a switch, or are you going to do your ghost?
Yeah, if you can find a switch and then we do our ghost stuff and then you open it and then it's like the ghost is open.
So cute. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's really good. Okay.
Don't get touched. Don't get hit, or it'll ruin the invisibility. So don't get hit.
Yeah. I don't think the lever's going to hit me.
I meant by the guards. But
Oh. But then I win the bet.
you do.
Okay.
Only if we die.
That's probably bad. All right. Yeffy's going to go through the left door and check out what's in there.
Yeah.
I love that you're at what is ostensibly the end of the campaign. We're finally doing D&D stuff. We went into the wilderness and we were woefully unprepared for it. And now we are in a dungeon trying to figure out what the hell any of us are supposed to do inside of a dungeon.
Yeah. I'm more of an indoor boy, so
I mean, it's not the first time you guys have moved through. At least it's not the first time I've had to dig out a map like this, but it is quite uncommon. Excellent, Yeffy. You push open the door to the left. You can see a small room with a couple chairs and a table, and there is another goblin in this room. But you can see it looks strange. Its face is long and pointed, and its mouth ends rather than in the normal maw with jagged-looking teeth. It rather appears to almost have like the shape of like a beak.
Oh, mutant goblin!
And he sits in the chair opposite the door. As the door pushes open a crack, he jumps up and he looks around. What? And he shouts, "Something's up! Something's up!"
I'm going to sidle right up against the portcullis.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, Yeffy. You press yourself where exactly?
Back up against the portcullis. So like I push open the door and then I slide.
Yeah. So he comes over and he's peering around, and you can see the other two goblins jump off their seats where they were looking quite bored, and they come rushing back down into the main hall. What's it? And the other one says, "The door open all by itself." And they both look at the beaked goblin, and then they continue to peer around. Maybe wind.
I'll nudge Bruno and start making ghost sounds. And Coslin say things like revenge. Things like that.
I'm gonna sneak over to the right door. Just seedle. Nudge.
Excellent. You nudge open the door to the right,
Revenge. I love it.
Great.
I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think I
Big
stand with
unspecified
Yeffy, Indigo? I can't understand
opens-
us. This is a private conversation.
It opens to a similar looking room, Yeffy, though this room, there's no goblin in it. And on the wall to the south, back on the same wall that the portcullis is in, you see a large looking mechanism with a big lever.
Excellent. I will creep on into this room then.
Excellent. Indigo, will you please roll me a fellowship roll?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Come on.
Excellent.
Come on,
Excellent.
Indigo.
Excellent.
You've never failed the fellowship
Yeah.
roll yet. That was not the time.
Yes.
Not so great. An 8.
Huh.
8? Okay.
An 8.
Can I help?
Oh.
The
I'm
goblins are
doing
continuing to
ghost
scurry
voices
about
too?
in the room. Who's there? What's? And then, Yeffy, did you say are you doing something with the
Yeah, I'm gonna
mechanism?
pull down the lever.
Pull on the lever, and there's a clunk and a rattle, and the portcullis shifts upward, and the goblins all jump with a start, and they go scurrying rapidly back up into the main room towards the door on the right, and they go bang on the door. Something's happening! Dwarf voices! Someone open portcullis! What's going on? And there's a thump from the other side of the door, and more muffled voices that you can't quite make out. What
That's
are you
in the
doing?
main room,
gang?
right?
Yeah, in the main room. Yeah, so
Okay.
they went up to that if you can see on your map there on the right side, on the right wall, there is a door, and they come and they're banging on that door. All three of them, the beaked one as well. Otherwise, the room looks, as we see here in the image, very ramshackle, and there's tables and chairs and strewn debris. There is a hallway to the left from the main room as well, which I'm not sure looks quite as obvious in our map here. And I will adjust that a little bit, so it's more apparent what's going on. But what are you doing, gang?
Go, brush up the hallway.
Let's
Go.
just go in.
Yeah, go.
If you see a good chance, Nina, I think just blast him with the lightning. Ooh! More ghosts!
It's just I'm afraid she read this letter I wrote a long time ago, and it might have
What?
upset her.
Is
I'm
this about
trying
the
to have a-
vampire thing?
No, something totally different.
Weird.
That man,
You
you're
go in the
right,
main
I'm
room.
compartmentalizing that still. Woo!
Well,
You go rushing. Yeah.
sorry. I was just gonna. You have to come back out of that room and scurry into the main room and hide under a table so she can kind of like assess where the ghost sounds are coming from.
Excellent. The ghost
Yeah, and I will
sounds.
walk forward too.
Yeah.
Excellent. So the ghost, I heard it sounded like you guys wanted to quickly shuffle into the hallway on the left as you're making noises.
Yeah.
And you
Just
rush.
Stop the noises before we get to the hallway. I think the ghost
I'm not
here.
saying I've been
Okay. You make a bunch of
Yeah, you
noise, ghost noises in Kozilid as you go rushing through into the room, and then duck into the hallway to the left. Yeah, you can hear them moving around over there. The door opens. The door to the right opens up, and you can see standing in the doorway. There's clearly another room beyond. You see standing in the doorway a tough-looking goblin in heavy chain armor, and behind him the looming form of a much larger orc. And he starts shouting, "What's going on? Lieutenant, something strange happened. Strange voices. The portcullis open and doors open on their own. Something ghosts maybe, not sure." And the goblin says, "Nonsense!" and comes stalking out into the room and looks down at the open portcullis and looks quite surprised. What are you guys doing?
Everybody, shh. Stay.
What's down the hallway? Let me see.
You can see there are the hallway stretches for a little bit down the way. There are some ratty, old-looking tapestries or curtains hanging about 10 feet down, and then maybe about 30 feet down, the hallway turns to the right.
That's where the tools are, I think.
I think tools, yeah.
Yeah. So you should fit in really well there. Bruno. Are you cool? Kind of funny. Thanks. Yeah.
Puns.
I'll deal with that later. I go down the hallway. I'm going to keep going down the hallway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hang around for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay. Yeffy?
Yeah, I think I last heard some kind of ghostly confession near the hall, so she'll slowly tiptoe that way as quietly as she can.
Understand.
Whoa.
Excellent.
Sounds
Excellent.
angry ghost.
Okay. I'm gonna stop mucking with the map here. So you go stalking down the hallway. You can see there are these two long tapestries about 10 feet in. They're just kind of flapping. And the hallway then goes in maybe another 20 feet, then turns to the right. Would you guys like me to put up the map that Yadri drew for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would expect you want to see. Okay. Okay. So you start. So you head all the way to the corner. And when you turn to the right, you can see the hallway continues up in front of you. And there are occasional, it's not totally dark, there are occasional torch brackets, little flickering torches, though they're guttering and spaced pretty far apart. So there's a lot of shadow and it's fairly dark down here. But you can see this hallway progressing. It looks like there are two doors on the left and then an open hallway on the right. And the passageway keeps going deeper beyond. And you hear scrabbling behind you as the goblins are arguing, and you hear the clank and rattle as one of them finally seems to throw the portcullis to come sliding back down into place.
Great, we're trapped.
Can't believe that worked.
Yeah, that was a great plan. Also, Yeffy's out of the pool because we survived the guard room. Thus far.
So let's head towards the armory so Bruno can get a chance.
Yeah, that actually looks kind of off the. It looks like we could just skirt right past that. I'm fine giving up the.
We should poke our heads in if there's anything valuable there.
See if we can
Yeah,
dive
you're
in.
just probably gonna find some fine dwarven make weapons and armor, and that stuff's usually really, really nice. But I'm sure the goblins have done stupid things to it. Like, they probably don't even know how to use that stuff. So you probably just want to avoid that.
Over there and just cover Indigo head to toe with steel.
We'll poke our heads in. He goes already covered head to toe in steel.
More so. Better
It's not really.
Second
It's not
layer.
really built for 6 foot tall men with mustaches.
That's why it's the outer layer.
mustache.
We'll just kind of still just strap it on. Just the whole breastplate. Right there.
We're whispering this whole time. Don't worry about it.
wide. It's just not tall.
Whispering and continuing to press forward up the hallway, you come to a point where there's a door on the left, and then just immediately past it, there's a second door on the left, and opposite that door on the left, there's an open hallway to your right. But when you look to your right, you can see that hallway just goes about 10 feet and then ends in another door. The passageway continues forward another 30 or 40 feet before then turning at about a 45-degree angle to the right.
Great. Do we want to poke our heads in?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I've got a yes from the person who refused to not look at death. So, kind of a waited a little
I mean,
while.
Yippy's probably right. It's probably full of goblins.
Probably full of
It's
goblins.
probably full of armor.
And the
The
goblins.
goblins in the Arden. Yeah.
No,
Okay,
I'm
goblins
sorry.
are in the Arden.
Do you guys think we're currently prepared as a team to fight something that took that Sigmar
No,
himself
that's why we're
just
invisible.
stood against? Oh my God! Okay, fine. Let's skip
All right,
armory.
wait. No. I'll listen at the door. Here, I'll do some real dungeoneering. I'm gonna listen at the door to the right, down that little 10-foot
Excellent.
hallway.
You press your ear against the door. You go down the little 10-foot hallway. You press your ear carefully against the doorway, and you listen, Bruno. And you think you can hear some faint, distant snores, and then you hear just a long, loud blast of a fart.
What?
Charming goblin.
Okay, it's full of farting goblins or something worse. It might be something bigger. So,
Let's not go there.
Okay, fine.
all right,
Whatever.
all right. Great. Well,
Let's go to the
if
Hall
all
of
the
Convocation.
when we
I want
get
a shot.
Sigmar's hammer and we can wipe everyone out, we'll come back. And we'll just...
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Sure. We're gonna get murdered. Look, this isn't even for me. I can't even wear armor.
Most of us can't, so it's sort of just for Indigo.
That was our only hope. I cannot fully express how Indigo is the only person who knows how to fight on this whole team.
Yeah. Totally realized that when we tried to kill the fake Emperor, and by
Yeah,
we I mean
he's our
Indigo.
tank. He's our firepower. He's our fellowship.
That's why it's Indigo
You guys are
and his
great.
men, and not his men and Indigo. You know, it makes sense.
I think you guys are all key members of this team.
That's really generous of you, Indigo. Yeah.
We wouldn't have gotten this far without Yeffy being able to bend her bones like that. That's real weird,
That's true.
but very useful.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks. Yeah. And then there's the rest
What
of the
about-
group.
And what about me and
Yeah.
Mina? Yeah. What?
The rest of you have
Yeah.
also good qualities, like attachments to goblins and looking at the land of the dead when you're not supposed to, you know?
Those seems
Super
like.
sick.
So
And the
Oh,
lightning.
so that
I
guy's-
like the lightning.
if that guy's asleep, should we just push the door open a little bit, see if there's anything good there?
No, it's like a bunch of guys asleep.
Well,
Oh.
this is the only thing that my lightning wand will be useful for, but maybe we should save it for later. when
Yeah, we should
discover-
definitely save it when we have to fight the thing that killed Sigmar, the god.
Okay. You know what, YOLO? Let's just keep going,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we'll figure it out.
Okay.
So you're
That's how this works. You just keep going.
YOLO, you only lick orcs once. Makes
That's
sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who do I think the shrine is to if Sigmar didn't have shrines back then because he was just a guy? Did he still have shrines back then?
Dwarf god.
Dwarf god.
Dwarf God. Oh, we should see that.
You're continuing to press, I believe, up the northern passage. Is that right? To where it bends?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you have these conversations as you look at Yadri's map, and you continue to push forward. Indeed, the passageway bends about 45 degrees to the right, goes on for another 30 or 40 feet, turns again sharper to the right, and you can see now there is a door immediately to your right, and then just beyond that, a four-way intersection.
That's more ways than's on the map. That's,
Shoot.
damn it.
Okay, no, it's not. One way will be towards the stores. One way will be towards a dead end. One way will be towards the doors, and one way is back the way we came. Right?
Yeah,
Okay, so go
left.
So we want to go left.
intersection and turn left. Okay, great.
So you ignore the door, press onto the four-way intersetion.
We're so
You
good
turn
at
to
this.
the left.
We're speed running this dungeon. Yeah.
You turn to the left. You can see a passageway goes about 30 feet. About halfway along that passageway, there's another door to the left. The passageway then turns at the end, turns to the left. But where it does so, there's a big, wide set of steps leading up.
Wait, No, we need to go down.
Yeah, I thought it was down.
Are you sure
You
we
can
didn't
turn
want to the left? Just keep going straight? Because there should be the sealed doors at the end of the four-way intersection.
But we couldn't go straight,
So,
then that would be...
Straight to that end.
So wait, if we're at the
spinning the
four-way,
map around.
Yeah,
if we're at the
no,
four-way
no.
intersection, there's straight, and there's the right would be the stores,
Right.
and then left.
Right's the stores,
up.
and left
Looking-
is the sealed door.
Having reached this four-way intersection, you look in each direction. Looking to your right, you can see passageway for about 20 feet that ends in a door. Looking straight across from you, you can see about 40 foot of passageway, which has many doors. Two to the south, one to the north, and one at the dead end, which we'll say is the east. And then again, looking to the north, about 30 foot of passage, a door to the left. And then at the end of the 30 foot of passage, the passageway turns to the left. Or you can go up some wide stairs there.
Yeah, I think it's up the stairs.
Up the stairs.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, let's check it out. We can always just come back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think up the stairs is correct.
So we turn left and we go up the stairs.
Excellent. Okay. Oh no, I don't have time to draw it, so I'm just gonna describe. Okay, so you head up the stairs. You go up the passageway. You head up the stairs. Very wide steps. All four of you could walk side by side up these steps. They go about 5-6 steps up before they end in a huge set of iron and brass bound doors that have been that are covered in poorly daubed and misspelled words. So you can see it says death, DETH. Do not open, OPIN.
Huh.
Dangerous, spelled DAYNGURGUS. Keep out, OWT.
Dangaroos.
Well, this is
So-
the right door, I think.
This is the stuff that the goblins are afraid of. Great.
Well,
Yeah.
The
Did you
goblins
see
are
how
also
big that
afraid
old
of us.
guy was?
didn't the old guy say that they wouldn't... Oh, wait, didn't he also say that we don't know how to open the door? Do we know how to... We don't know how to open the doors.
So
God,
we
that's
can
a
figure it
snafu.
out because we're
Oh, thanks a lot,
smart.
buddy. Here's a half-right map. Good luck, idiots.
Yeah, this map is bad.
Glad I took that guy's cheese.
You know what? Yeah, seriously. I mean, I guess it's been a while since he's been down here. Maybe he forgot where the Hall of Conquavations
has
is.
apparently been all of known history for us, so I guess we can cut him a break.
No.
Wait, Yeffy, are you going to live for, 2,000 years? Is that...
Nah.
Oh,
Well, now he
Nah.
is.
how does that work? Do you just decide not to? That
Yeah.
guy
Relatively speaking,
Oh.
how old are you, Yeffy? In human,
What?
That's a rude
in
question.
human age brackets.
Oh.
You're like
I don't remember anymore. I don't remember it down.
Oh.
No, I'm a young
What?
adult. I'm a
She's an
young
adult. She's
adult.
definitely an adult. She's
I'm an
definitely
adult.
an adult. There's no question about that.
That's right. There's no
Yeah.
teenager here.
Yeah. Wait, why
Yeah,
did you
I'm
say
sorry.
teenager? Right.
Whoa,
Specifically.
Listen, that-
what just happened?
He said
Are you
young
like
teenager.
16?
No,
I'm
she's
not
16.
16. No, I'm not. I am a young adult.
not.
Oh my god.
How?
Whew.
Okay.
60?
I mean, 16-year-olds
What's
do
happening?
call themselves young adults.
Yeah, those are YA protagonists.
Are we gonna try to open this door and let whatever
We should
evil's in
Sorry I
here
brought it
out?
up.
Yeah,
Let's try to
yeah,
open this
yeah,
door and
yeah.
die, shall we?
Yeah.
Weesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just
Well-
walk up and try to open the door like a normal
Okay.
door.
You come up to the huge set of double doors, Indigo, and you can see that there are large brass rings that you feel like you should be able to pull open. But you can see it is set in the center, right between them, along the seam of the doors, is a very large and complex-looking lock. You look at it, you grab the rings, you try to give it a pull, It is clearly well locked.
That lock doesn't look like it might fit 3 of Dagmar's balls in it, does it?
It does not.
Just one giant ball.
No, it has
If we combine
but
the 3 balls.
looks like a large and ornate, but it does have a standard looking keyhole in it. Perhaps a bit bigger. Fairly large key would go in there, you think, but
Does anyone have a giant key?
No.
No. All right.
Nah.
Do one of you quick-fingered types want to try to give it the
I
old...
stick my whole body in there. That was my arm.
Sure.
No, pick
Yeah,
the
I mean,
lock.
if that's how you do it, I don't...
I mean, I can try, but we might want to go down to the workshop or the hall of the weird word. I can't even imagine how you say that, and see if there's some stuff there.
Oh, that's a good one.
But didn't he say the archives was down? This is up.
Well, maybe it goes up
Whatever.
to like the fancy door, and then behind the door goes
Then
down.
it goes down.
Down again.
Ooh,
This whole
That's
adventure has
prime.
been being handed bad maps and then having to walk way farther than expected.
all right. You want me to try to pick it? I'll try.
Yeah, knock out this ancient dwarven craftsmanship.
Paul's like,
real
no.
quick. Yeah.
actually, as you approach it, there is something vaguely familiar about it. You feel like it's clearly dwarf work, and it's very reminiscent to you of what you remember back at the guild just before you met this group.
Oh, this is a very intricate lock.
Certainly big.
It is certainly big, but there are ways around it. All right.
And you can roll me your agility
Yeah.
test if you want to try and force it open, Jeffy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That is a 17. I rolled
Okay.
a 11. So.
Okay, pretty good.
Pulling on your memory of having once opened a similar lock and haunted for a moment by memories of making of a tumbler falling, a lockpick clattering to the ground, a wild chase through the ancient halls of the Dwarven Guild. You shake it off, and you focus in on the task at hand, and there is a satisfying click, clunk,
Wow.
and the doors become loose and
Easy.
apparently openable.
Easy.
Effie.
Nice. Way to go,
Oh, sorry,
Yucky.
Mom. What?
Adults
All right,
don't have
let's
to
open this
apologize to
sucker
their
up.
moms.
Okay, well, that's it. What? No, nothing. I don't know. I don't know who that lady. I don't know that lady. What?
Okay.
We're fine.
Okay, right. Okay, open the door.
Yep. Open
Excellent.
sesame.
You grab Indigo. Indigo, you're opening the door?
Yeah.
Okay, you grab onto the rings. You heave the doors open. You can see another half dozen steps up into what appears to be a huge, sprawling chamber.
Oh.
You see the room appears to be slightly illuminated by a faint glow of what looks like daylight streaming in from the ceiling, perhaps. You can see there is a huge number of rocks and debris that appear to have fallen into the center of the room.
Well, that
That's
didn't
what you
go
see
down.
from standing here. You're not seeing the entire expanse of the room. It's quite large.
I will walk in.
Excellent. Indigo, you carefully walk into the room. I'm going to pull up our map here again in just a moment, if you will bear with me.
Yeah, the doors, maybe they need to update their security. I mean, that's a kind of an outdated lock now that I think about it. You know?
Really old. Really old.
Oops.
Oh, you're saying the one that your dwarves currently use, they should update. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, this ain't broke, though. Don't fix it.
Well, it is broken.
That'll do.
Maybe you're really good at locks. Yeah.
Indigo, as you enter the room, you can see it is wider than it is deep across. You can see there's this huge ridge, some like 15 feet high of rocks, and you can see a huge hole in the ceiling from which daylight seems to stream down and slightly illuminate the interior of the room. You can see damp weeds and plant life kind of streaming down a bit from this collapse from above, and then you hear this great whoosh, this sigh of air, and the rocks shift a bit, and bits crumble, and for a moment you can spot straight across from you is another large set of double doors. But then your attention is grabbed instead by a slight slit in the rocks to your left that opens a little bit, and you can see movement of what appears to be an eyeball that briefly gazes about, and then the slit closes again, and you hear the whoosh exhale of realizing that the center of the room, under this pile of rocks, is in fact a massive dragon.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
I wish.
Crap.
Oh, it's.
What?
Let's go to the armory. Let's just go to the armory and grab something from the armory and get the fuck out of here.
That's clearly past the other set of doors.
That's a really fat lizard.
What?
Why didn't that guy just mention that? Oh yeah, there's a dragon here.
Yeah.
I totally freeze. And I stare at the eyeball to see if it has noticed me.
It only opened for a brief moment. It kind of just like lazily rolled about and then closed again.
We're all super invisible, so let's just creep alongside.
Now, there's an old halfling tale about an invisible halfling who talked to a dragon, and it didn't work out that well.
We won't talk to it. We're not going to talk to it. You don't have any rings. We're fine. Let's go.
I have lots of rings. I've been eating the center of this cheese wheel, so it's actually just a big cheese ring.
Do you think maybe it's sleeping on the Warhammer?
I don't.
Well, you don't say stuff like that. There's other doors down there. So we'll just creep all the way around this massive dragon.
Yeah. Okay.
And you'll open the other sealed doors, and we'll walk through. It's gonna be fine.
Very quietly. Right. Okay.
Quietly.
Now,
and beyond those doors, there'll be something even scarier that Sigmar's been fighting for centuries.
Two dragons.
This is fine. 2 dragons.
Okay. I don't want to be.
It'll be fine.
That didn't even work on the fake emperor.
I
know. Look, I don't want to be a naysayer here, but what's the plan if it doesn't work out and say the dragon wakes up? Because it's a dragon.
I mean, do you think maybe we could convince it to leave because of inflation?
Nobody's dead on this room, though.
Yeah, tell it how much its gold can buy in Middenheim. What's its
Nothing,
shambles
nothing now.
apartment?
Nothing now.
No, they
I
don't.
mean,
They
that
don't
tax
care
rate
about
went way
that.
up.
They could buy a whole castle. You know about a place where a castle just collapsed? You could put its own castle there.
Yeah. But that's the symbolic significance of the dragons. They have the money, but they don't spend it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I understand this
get
is
it.
a real dragon, but you get it, you know? He's not going to spend
No.
it. Yeah.
They're not that interested in real estate.
So are we just going to go around him? Where are we going from here?
Let's go to the right.
That's what we're going to do.
And then
Yeah, around the butt
going
side of the
around-
dragon.
Let's go, yeah, around the butt side. Where the eyeball isn't.
Okay. So the group of you are trying to slowly tiptoe around the rear of the dragon, around the room to reach the other side. Indigo, will you please roll me an agility test?
Oh, you got it. You got it. I'm real good at that.
And wearing heavy
16.
armor. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Leading the group, and Indigo being your weakest link again because he is in heavy armor and is not known for being the most graceful of you. But being very cautious and careful of this huge hulking form that does appear to be sleeping. You tiptoe your way around the right side, and you follow along this was clearly once a great hall. As you look, you can see very nice carvings along the walls, as well decorated. Clearly, this was a place of pride in this ancient dwarven homeland, although it is clearly marred by the massive collapse in the ceiling, and you can see along there's quite a deep pit that is opened above. Like the surface is actually quite high up. So there's this kind of like shaft leading straight up that looks quite treacherous, but big enough to admit a dragon, with a bit of sunlight streaming down. But clearly not marred by the goblins. You make your way around the dragon to the other set of double doors on the opposite side. You reach them. They look much like the set of double doors you used to get in here. Although you're on the other side, and it doesn't. You're not seeing. You're seeing like the not the keyhole, but a large lever or bolt that could be turned to open or shut the lock.
How quietly do you think we can turn this?
Just really, really, really slowly. Just like.
Anybody got any like grease? Any oil or something?
Lamp oil?
I have oil.
We have lamp oil? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grease up the lock.
Yeah, grease. Get it real greasy.
All right. You dump some of your lamp oil onto the bolt to try and grease it up. And is somebody turning it?
Who's gonna? Do we draw straws here or what?
Yeah, we should draw straws. I don't know
I'm
how we do
thinking of a
that.
number between 1 and 10.
We could just all roll d4s. Or that.
Oh, we do all have our D4s. Okay.
Hey guys, you know what's really funny is I just saw on my sheet I wrote down giant key from Sigmar's temple.
What?
Yeah, I have that. That's hilarious. Okay, sorry. Please continue.
Where the hell did you get that?
From Sigmar's temple.
Where
Wherever
did
it
you
go.
get the giant key?
Like carrying this thing around with you.
I did. I also
Like the
have
key to the
I have a lot
city.
of weird stuff that I've been carrying around. I still have a picture of
Yeffy-
Orlok. Okay, let's continue.
As Yevie digs through her pack to find her D4. Oh, we're getting out our D4s?
Yeah.
Portrait of Orlok, giant dwarven key.
Yeah.
D4, here we go.
God damn it. All right, everybody ready? Wait,
No,
lowest
hold
or
on.
highest? Lowest or highest turns the door.
I don't know.
It seems like a lowest. It seems like an unlucky situation.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
I'm as DM. I'm predicting 4 1s.
Sounds like Bruno got the one.
Bruno.
Yeah!
After you.
All right.
This is what we
I'm
can
just
do
gonna
for.
need. I'm just gonna need somebody to give me a boost so that I can get up to it. So,
No, it's
You
a
got it,
dwarven
buddy.
mage. It should be perfect for you.
Bruno, you have to reach
Exactly.
up,
Bruno,
but it is You grab onto the lever, and you have to kind of pull. You pull. You do like a little half pull up, and you put your whole weight into it, and slowly it turns. It is actually quite quiet, well greased, but it does make a final thud as it lands into its final resting place, and the doors come loose, and there's a little bit of a groan and a little bit of a rattle as bits of dust or rocks or gravel fall from these long shut doors, and you hear a heavy whoosh of air coming back from the head of the dragon, and you nervously look over there, and you see it is indeed still sleeping.
oh,
You slowly pull open the doors, and you can see a complete darkness beyond, but a little bit of the light from behind you presses into the opening before you, where you see steps descending downward. And
let's go.
that is where we'll end the session for tonight.
Yes.
Wow.
I can't believe we had that goddamn key. Where did we find this giant key?
I really think
can't-
it's temple, gosh.
I cannot
Like
remember
it
that.
was either in
So
it was
funny.
either in that temple with the big dwarves, or it was some long time ago, some other temple. Maybe it was with Indigo. I don't know. I have a giant Sigmar key, and I also have no. Listen to this goblet from Skeleton Captain. I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm guessing that's from where we found the staff. I don't
Somebody who
know.
watches the show, not live,
Oh.
is as soon as we got to that, it's going to be like, oh, they have that dwarven key. They'll just pull that out.
No.
I remember the goblet.
Yeah.
Because the skeleton captain is the same place I got my fancy bastard sword. That's that
That's
guy
right.
we killed. Remember the skeleton that we
That's
killed in
right.
Castle Wittgenstein?
That's right. We got the yes. We got the goblet.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right
I also have a
before
sapphire
Bruno
necklace
betrayed us.
with earrings. And of course have the silver whistle stolen from Orlok, and I also have a unpainted on velvet portrait of Orlok and his wife in quotation marks.
Wow.
His
Oh,
wife.
man.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god. So last week we traveled several weeks. A distance unmeasurable, and this week we went 50 feet.
But
Well, there was
we
a
went
giant
that
dragon
50
in the
feet
way.
very quickly, yeah. There was a lot of stuff in the way of those 50 feet, and we didn't have to fight any of it. So,
Yeah.
Yes, invisibility. Just as the Warhammer creators intended.
yeah.
I want to share with you. There's quite a lot of the goblin infested halls that you successfully snuck past. So well done. Normally I don't pull back the screen like this, but the door at which you pressed your ear and listened to, I may have noticed that at least one of the goblins was mutated early on. Some of the other goblins have various mutations, and within that room is a goblin who has the mutation of uncontrollable flatulence. So,
Well, glad we missed that.
Yeah, that's
Well done.
there.
Great.
Oh,
well
man.
done, skipping past that one. But there you go. Listen, I was like, what are they going to hear? Well, clearly they're going to hear that.
So
There you go.
I'm going to say we succeeded at our party ambition of finding the location of the Warhammer.
I agree with that, absolutely.
We have a map to
Absolutely.
the
Ooh.
Warhammer. Yeah.
You certainly have been told by an ancient dwarf that it lies directly below your feet.
my
I would say
God.
you found the location. Are All right, I don't have the booklet at hand here that I need to tell you exactly how many XP you're going to get. So you're going to have to remind me at the top of next
I'll
session.
remember. Yeah, that's
I
cool.
will award you the appropriate XP for that party ambition. But do think of what you maybe want for the next party ambition.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to rally for make Indigo the Emperor at this point.
Yes! It'll be three of our
Stop
party
the war.
Indigo will be separate.
Indigo will have his own set. Indigo will form a separate party.
Excellent.
Don't become emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we voted and sorry.
That ends our session for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I hope you had a good time. And we'll see you next week on 10 Dead Rats. Good night, everybody.